We are recording.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Making It to Maui Sunday call. I am super excited for our guest speaker tonight. I am Kelley Leaves, level 4, and I've had the privilege of really getting to know her over the past 2 years in my journey. I actually went out to Oklahoma, where she's from. We're from completely different states. Met at our first convention in Phoenix, which I don't remember if it was Kelley's first convention, but it was mine, and it was absolutely amazing. She has an amazing story. She has 4 or 5, I always forget kids. 4, right? 4 that she recently adopted. So she's the biggest heart, and I'm so excited for her to tell her story and talk about her road to Diamond. Whenever you're ready, Kelley.
Okay, thanks, Paris. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Y'all can hear me? Okay, all right, awesome. I've got my new headphones in. Okay, well, thank you so much, Paris and Cheryl. I'm just thrilled to be able to share with y'all tonight. Hopefully I can pour a little bit of just my experience into you guys. You can take something away from it. So you want me to share a little bit of just my story? I can do that. I started Plexus in actually this month 3 years ago. So when I did, I was previously, I was in the hospitality industry. So I was director of operations for a restaurant group here in Oklahoma City, and I loved my job, but I didn't have time freedom. I did well, but I was in charge of a lot of things, and I was always on call, and my vacations weren't my own. I was always putting out fires on my cell phone, and so it just wasn't the freedom that I had envisioned for my life. And my husband has been in full-time ministry at our church for 20 years. And we really always desired to open our own restaurant, or just do something that we could control my time, and I could spend more time with him and someday have a family. And so God just totally put Plexus right smack in our path. Jared had been watching Jen Hawkins and Celeste Gwynn, a lot of his friends from college, do Plexus. He was just watching them on social media, as we all know. So for about 6 to 9 months, I wasn't even on Facebook, y'all, because I was wiped out, exhausted from my corporate job. I didn't have the emotional capability to just the energy to come home and scroll Facebook and see what everybody else was doing, having fun in their lives. So I was a little bit behind, but he would always bring me his phone and say, look, babe, they just earned their car. They just went to Maui, again, or they just earned a Bloomingdale's shopping spree. And I'm like, what is this stuff? So I was skeptical. I did research, and finally he said, look, I don't care if you do this or don't do it, but I just want you to get all the facts. And so I did. And I signed up without even tasting Plexus, and got on the phone with Celeste 24 hours after I hit join, bought a welcome pack. And this is the advice that she gave me. If anyone's curious, I got on the phone with her, and I had my notepad ready, and I've got my pen. I'm like, okay, she went Emerald in 4 months. Like, I was definitely a numbers person. I'm a red, so I was very, ambitious. And I'm like, okay, I got to make this work, because I don't want to have to go back and work for someone else. I need to make this my job. And I saw this and the potential. I always believed in network marketing. I just had never found the right company. And so this was just almost too good to be true, but I knew that I was going to hit the ground running and work it like a business. And so that's what I did. So I was ready to take notes, whatever she told me. She had already gone Diamond, and I'm on her second position. So we're the only jewels on her second position. And it's just really awesome. And so this is the tip that Celeste gave me. She said, okay, well, just post on Facebook 2 to 4 times a day, and anybody that likes or comments or messages you, just reach out and then keep following up. Like, okay, great. That's point number 1. What's point number 2? And that's all she told me to do, y'all. And it's really brilliant, because if she had told me, you need to go learn everything about the products, you need to go study the ingredients, you need to, download these 7 videos so you can share them with whoever's interested. She did not do any of that. So that, to me, she didn't, more things are caught than are taught, right? So I caught that. I got that. She kept it simple. Now, when I got on the phone with her, I'm thinking, that's all she's got? And then the panic set in. I haven't been on Facebook. What are people going to think of me? What do I post? I don't even know how to post a picture, much less what am I going to say about Plexus? I don't even know anything about it. So my point is, did I go research all the ingredients? You bet I did. Did she have to tell me? No. Did I pour through every single file on the Destination Diamond page? Yes, I did, because I was hungry and I wanted it. And one thing that I've learned is that if somebody wants it, if you want this, nothing can stop you. Okay. And for you guys are leaders. And so just let that be a lesson to you that if somebody wants it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to pull or drag or, constantly talk someone off the ledge and please don't quit. And if you'll just do this, you don't have to do that. The right people, Celeste will be the first one to tell you. She's like, Kelley just did it. I did. I started a team page with nobody on it because I had a vision and I knew what was happening. Do we need to be encouraged? Yes. But my point is, when you find those runners, who's found a runner? Has anybody found someone who's like a partner? And they kind of make you a little uncomfortable, right? Because they're like asking you questions like, I don't even know. Those are the people that you're looking for in your business, because they're going to take you all the way to the top. So that was kind of a lesson, just my experience. And our team, because of our team and just because of the people that God put in our lives, we went Emerald in 13 months, and then we went Diamond almost exactly 13 months later. So, and in that time, my husband and I didn't have any children, and now we have 4 amazing kiddos because I'm able to stay at home. And we don't even know how much diapers cost. Like, we don't even care. And so that is just been God's total blessing in our lives. We were able to move to a church just because we felt called there. And that's how we were matched up with these kiddos. So it's just really neat to see God's hand at work way before we had any idea, what this decision would mean, not only to our lives, but just our whole family's lives and our team's life. So it's really cool to see people that you love able to fire their boss and, spend more time with their families. It's just incredible. So, okay. So I'm going to jump into just a little bit of training. Is that okay? Okay. So I was really thinking and praying about what to share with y'all tonight. And I'm preparing something for our team call that's tonight in about an hour. And I just kept coming back to it because I think, you know what? It's really applicable to no matter where you are in your business, maybe even especially where you guys are in your business. Because this is something that I hear from Jules, from leaders, and it's just very, very important. So who has read The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell? A few nods there. Okay, awesome. So you guys are ahead of the game. If you haven't, you would be surprised how many leaders I talk to that say, yeah, I just don't like to read. I can't even listen to Audible. I'm like, well, you're in the wrong business, because network marketing is a personal development business or personal development course disguised as a business, right? And I've seen people lean into that, or no matter what level, you guys, I've seen people quietly walk away because they just couldn't handle that. They couldn't take that, and they didn't realize how vital that was. So I want to ask you, this is law number 3 is the law of the mirror. And just like it sounds, I want you to ask yourself, what do you believe about yourself? What do you hear in your mind when you look in the mirror? What voices are playing over and over? Maybe they're yours, maybe they're someone else's, maybe they're your family, your friends, just things that, we're all programmed. And we're always saying something to ourselves. So sometimes it's a little more difficult to identify what that is. But I want you to start paying attention to that. What do those voices say? If you want to build a massive team, a successful business organization, then no matter how much you want it, it all hinges on your self-esteem. And a lot of times, with personal development, comes a lot of self-awareness. And you guys have probably watched a lot of Zooms from a lot of Jules, and and this is awesome, because I think our leaders are so vulnerable And when you share what's happened in your own life and the obstacles that you've faced and overcome, that just really gives a lot of insight, to those following up right behind us. And so that's one thing that has just really impressed me. And you can take so much away, but no one can do this for you. This isn't something that we can say, oh, you got to start believing in yourself. Like we can't do it for you, but we can share where we've come from and how, the steps that you can take to change those voices in your own heads. So, but that is something that I've heard a lot. And I know you guys have heard a lot. You hit a hump where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm worthy of senior gold. Like you don't realize that that's happening, but you're stuck there. And so there's something going on in our heads that are keeping us at that point. Oh, I'm stuck at Ruby. I just can't push past it. Chances are there's something going on in our self-talk that's making us feel like our value stops there. Or maybe we don't have the leadership. Maybe we're thinking to ourselves, we don't have the leadership skills necessary to push past that, whatever point that is. Okay. So I want us to start thinking about that because so many light bulbs go off, even at once you become an emerald, which I know you all will, you get to take a leadership course offered by corporate, which is amazing. And there's so much like peeling off the layers of self-awareness that happens. And you'll hear this. This is probably one of the major topics. So if you can get a handle on this now, you'll be way, way ahead. So you probably know this, but the value that we place on ourselves is almost always the value that others place on us. And we can never outperform our self-image. So when I hear this, I think of, and I've had team members, who say, well, my spouse isn't supportive. They keep nagging at me, because, oh, you're doing that again, or, oh, you're really going to do this. And then I've seen things happen where all of a sudden something just clicks, usually because of some intense personal development, where the spouse starts believing in them. And it's usually because they started believing in themselves. Like they just said, you know what, I'm doing this. I can do this. And the people around them start believing too, not because they did anything differently. They didn't hit a rank. They didn't, make a certain dollar amount that month. It's just something clicked in their mind and they believed in themselves. And then everybody else start believing too. So it is a fact. So just know that. So think about it. Is your spouse supporting you? Is your family supporting you? How do you feel when you're reaching out to a prospect? Are you nervous? Are you nervous to reach out to that rock star? Are you always questioning in the back of your mind whether or not you'll actually make it? Whether or not you'll actually be a jewel? Like, are you questioning in your mind? I don't know if y'all have heard Celeste's belief story, but I love it. I just want to tell you a little snippet of it here. What kind of an incredible success has she had, right? Emerald in 4 months, diamond in 6, re-entry, double diamond. Okay. Amazing. Incredible. And she will say that, she had belief. Like that is the one thing that can really determine your momentum and your success in anything, but definitely in plexus because it's attractive. People are attracted to that. So she sat down in her living room with the 3 smartest men that she knows, her dad, her brother, and her husband. And she said, look at this comp plan. We all love the products. What do you think? Should I do this? Because their family had a, very great reputation where they're in the small town where they're from. And all 3 of those men put their stamp on it and said, you know what? We believe in you. And so that's all she needed. She believed in herself because she was raised that way. If you know Celeste, she has great belief in herself because it was poured into her whole life. And not all of us have that. So we have to take the initiative and do some of that ourselves. But I just want to show you that is why it's so powerful, because I know that has so much to do with her rapid success because she believed in the products She believed in the comp plan. She had these 3 amazing businessmen telling her, yeah, this is great. And she had the belief in herself. And so no holds barred. She ran with it. So I want you to know that. Okay. You guys were fearfully and wonderfully made by the creator of the universe. So stop comparing. Comparing ourselves to everybody else is just an unnecessary distraction. When you find yourself doing that, pull back and just realize it. If you've read Shad Helmstetter's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, if you haven't, I highly recommend that, because you're going to want to be prescribing that book to folks on your team that are struggling with this too, because so many people we're all struggling with this, right? Whether it's from our upbringing or from jobs that we have, or some dumb boss beat us down, we're all struggling to overcome that. So, but our mission is to become better than we were yesterday, not anybody else, not to the left, not to the right. Our mission is only to become better versions of ourselves. So I just want to challenge you. I want to ask you, what are you doing to pour into yourself and to change that self-talk? Because you have to replace it, and you have to replace it intentionally. You have to, if you don't feel like you're great at leadership, read some leadership books and then just say, I'm going to be an awesome leader. I'm studying to become an awesome leader. I have great examples before me. You have to replace whatever you identify as your limiting beliefs with some affirmations and post them everywhere. Another great thing, I'm always on the go. You can record yourself. And just when you hear a limiting belief pop up, do the antidote to that, so that I was thinking that. Because sometimes we don't even realize what we're saying unless we capture those thoughts. So I hope that's been helpful. Y'all have any questions or anything?
I absolutely love that, Kelley. I took lots of notes. What would you say would be your absolute favorite as far as personal growth goes for books?
Okay, I have 2 I have 3 main books that I'm a total, Paris knows, I'm all about the books. So it's hard for me to limit, but when I have a new ambassador, and pretty much anywhere we are in our journey, my 3 books are The 4-Year Career, because that is just great for belief in network marketing, because we have to have that. I love this book, you guys. It's so little. It's awesome. So definitely this, because you have to believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what you're doing, it's really hard to fake it, right? So belief in that. Definitely 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Okay, I come back to this and back to this and back to this. I listen to it on Audible. I love John. So those 2, and then the Presley Swaggerty. Those are my 3 textbooks for anybody that starts this business. Millionaire by Halftime.
Millionaire by Halftime?
Yep, those are my 3. Just because you have to be able to apply what you're learning. And Presley Swaggerty has homework in the back. John Maxwell does too, but I think Presley Swaggerty, if you give someone those 3 books or tell them to get their hands on those 3 books, then they're great. Another one that I like, if someone's really struggling with, they want to do this, but that they've just got a lot of limiting beliefs, Rhinoceros Success is really good. I like it on Audible because I love the narrator, and that's kind of hard to find a really great narrator. I think his name is Scott something. Anyway, Rhinoceros Success is a great one, just about belief. And then, of course, what to say when you talk to yourself.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Did anyone else have any questions?
Oh, I took lots of notes too. Thank you, Kelley.
Yeah, that was really good. You always pour your heart out into these calls. It's always really nice to hear.
Aw.
Well,
it's my pleasure.
Awesome. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye y'all.